Today on Studio G, we will announce UNLV's plan to help students eat healthy on campus.
And later, we'll have Cariella Santana, the marketing intern from UNLV's Study Abroad program.
Plus, we have your news from around the globe and from here on campus right here on Studio G. Good afternoon and welcome to Studio G. I'm Carl Winder.
And I'm Trinity Chavez.
Last Wednesday, student parking spots in the H lot between the Greenspun and Architecture building were being converted into staff parking spots to make room for the new UNLV Transit Center. I investigated what is soon to be UNLV's newest means of transportation.
I thought this is ridiculous. We pay like really expensive for the parking already.
What I like to call a complete row of seeing all these empty staff parking spaces.
I'd say go myself because I pay $130 a semester in parking permits.
UNLV students are furious about the construction of the new UNLV Transit Center as building begins on March 11th. The multimodal center will be built on the U lot located behind Greenspun Hall. And for students, since the U lot will not have student parking, finding a spot in the H and F lot has become harder.
I don't pay to walk 2 miles to my class in the Greenspun building.
It's really hard to find parking in the mornings. Anytime after 12 o'clock it's impossible to find parkings unless you go to Thomas and Mack, and even then it gets hard in Thomas and Mack.
UNLV leased property to the Regional Transportation Commission and was approved by the Board of Regents in 2011. The $3.5 million transit center didn't cost UNLV anything, and the project is fully funded by the Department of Transportation and the RTC, and is all part of UNLV's master plan. But one concern came from Regent Michael Wixom regarding the student parking. Over 90 spots would be taken away. Senior Vice President for Finance and Business, Jerry Bomani, said that 75 spots were added at an alternate site to help accommodate the loss.
What we did to accommodate that, I don't know if you have been here long enough to know the north and south trailer parks that were there. There used to be a bunch of trailers over in that area.
Bomani said this is the area where the 75 spots of alternative parking is located, and right behind me is where the transit center is going to be in the U lot. But according to the UNLV master plan, student parking is going vertical.
We also have been looking at right across Maryland Parkway for a parking garage. We haven't been able to find any partners or any land that is big enough that we could purchase over there, but we think that's a great opportunity where, you know, you're very close to the core of campus.
Tomorrow, I will bring more information regarding the future plans of the UNLV Multimodal Center.
March is National Nutrition Month, and Dining Commons here at UNLV want to encourage students to eat healthier with the Healthy for Life program.
Healthy for Life is actually a corporate initiative through Earmark that it's a pilot program, and it's only at 4 schools currently, and UNLV is lucky to be one of them.
Because of the Healthy for Life program, the Dining Commons will display My Plate, which is a visual example of the amount of food in each category, which is such as fruits, vegetables, and proteins that should be consumed in each meal.
I think it's a great visual. The My Pyramid does not exist anymore, so this replaces it. And if you're a visual person, it's really great for those to learn how to eat healthy. At the evening meal, this will be out for students to take a look at what the healthy options are in order to complete their healthy plate.
My Plate will be on display during the rest of the month. For more information, please visit the Dining Commons located on campus next to the Tonopah complex.
Suspect Amar Harris attended court in Los Angeles yesterday morning in order to move him back to a jail in Nevada. The alleged pimp is suspected of fatally shooting rapper Kenny Clutch, which caused multiple traffic accidents 2 weeks ago. One taxi caught fire and killed both the driver and the passenger. The 26-year-old Harris stayed silent during the court hearing and was represented by a public attorney. The judge set the next court hearing for March 14th. Officials will be required to provide evidence that the man in court is identified as Harris is the same man that was being sought off by authorities. Establishing Harris's identity is all part of the moving process.
UNLV local high school students gathered this past Friday in order to support for a good cause. What camera am I on? Ladders, paint, and paintbrushes were the tools that the volunteers used at the service project for the Habitat for Humanity build. The event was held by the Rebel Service Council. Those who volunteered got hands-on experience detailing a home that will be affordable to a family in need.
The Rebel Service Council focuses on 4 impact areas: the environment, education/youth, health services, and hunger and homelessness. So we do 1 to 2 projects a week, as many as we can. Today we are doing some detailing work on the inside and the outside of this house. So we're painting stucco, we're also painting walls, painting the exterior like brick wall. So just wherever we can fill in the holes and like just kind of we're polishing the house today.
The working day for the build began at 7:30 a.m. with no experience needed. 15 to 20 students volunteered to polish the home. Despite waking up early, students were honored to have contributed to a good cause.
Just the fact that you have this house, that this is yours, that is amazing, frankly. And for me, just helping to construct this house, just doing the work, being there, that's an amazing feeling. I really can't imagine how whoever gets this house will feel when they're standing here and thinking, well, you know, this is mine now.
It's not just something small that a person can do to help another person, and in this case, we're helping them with the whole home. You know, it's not just a house, it will be a home for the family that moves in here.
If you are interested in how to participate in any upcoming service project events, visit the Rebel Service Council website for more information.
Las Vegas taxi drivers continued their strike yesterday, extending it from Sunday. 250 drivers striking lined up near their company's main yard, Yellow Checker Star Transportation. Drivers were protesting unfair labor practices and basic pay scale. Currently, drivers earn 39% of their total fares during a shift and can raise to 43.5% after 10 years. Drivers are proposing their pay scale to be a raise to a range of 43 to 49%. Revenue from fuel surcharges and credit card fees are also retained by the company. Although Yellow Checker Star covers the expenses of their gas for their workers, the drivers continue to see smaller paychecks. Despite having workers on strike, the Nevada Taxi Cab Authority has reported that there have been little to no service distributions. As a preemptive measure, the authority has offered 20 temporary operating permits to taxi companies not faced with strikes. When we get back from the break, Alex Bull will fill us up with international news.
And Justin Fuller has your sports. Don't touch that keyboard. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Art Department at UNLV, where students can express their creative side. You can also check out the current exhibits at the Grant Hall Gallery, Jesse Metcalf Gallery, and Donna Beam Gallery of Fine Art, featuring recent artwork displays by students, staff, and local artists. Whether your forte is taking photos, painting a picture, or carving a sculpture, make sure to check out the UNLV Art Department located in the Alta Ham Fine Arts Building.
It's convenience. It saves me a lot of money because I'm on a meal plan basically, and it saves me time because I don't have to walk across the street. It saves me gas because I don't have to drive anywhere to eat, and especially being a lazy college student, I can just walk right over here when I'm hungry and not have to wait that much longer to get food.
The Runnin' Rebel basketball season is winding down and baseball has just started. It's not too early to think about UNLV football. The football team held its first spring practice yesterday at Rebel Park, and the optimism is as high as ever to look to improve after the last few years of disappointing seasons. Head coach Bobby Houck believes his team is closer to success more than ever.
Well, I think we've got a pretty good football team. I'm excited about it. Obviously, all teams this time of year have to get the work done so they can improve and be competitive in the fall. But you know, for our first time here, I think we have a more veteran team and a team that looks good in their uniform.
While the football team has not produced success in wins and losses, every year they are improving with talent and more experience, which Houck hopes will improve the victory column.
Getting better, and we want to win some games. Obviously, one of the big things is if we won the games last year where we were ahead in the fourth quarter, we'd have had 6 wins. So we need to achieve that and just improve as a football team.
The football team practices 3 times a week except during spring break, and all practices are open to the public. Spring practice then culminates on Friday, April 12th, with the 3rd annual Spring Showcase, which includes activities for kids and a chance to have a picture and autograph from the players. Information can be found on unlvrebels.com.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Justin Fuller, back by popular demand to deliver the sports for today. Let's start off with some news from the college world. The latest polls are out, and this week Gonzaga tops it for the first time in school history. The 29-2 Zags also finished their conference undefeated, as they will be in the semifinals for the WCC tournament this Saturday in preparation for the NCAA tournament as they try to secure a #1 seed. Indiana, who lost to Minnesota last week, moved down to #2, while Duke, Kansas, and Georgetown round out the top 5. And women's hoop, Notre Dame's superstar Skylar Diggins played her final regular season game as she led the #2 Fighting Irish over #3 UConn in a thrilling triple overtime game, 96-87. Meanwhile, in Waco, Texas, Baylor's own superstar Brittany Griner dropped a career-high 50 points as the #1 ranked Lady Bears smacked in-state rival Kansas State silly 90-68. As for the Running Rebels, they will host Boise State tonight at 7 p.m. in one of the last 2 games of the regular season before the Mountain West tournament starts up, so get your tickets and come help the team make some noise. Not to forget about the Lady Rebels, they will be on the road as they will also face Boise State this Wednesday, using their final home game win as motivation as the season winds down. To the NBA, the Miami Heat, who has been heating up and Harlem shaking as of late, extended their winning streak to 15 games as they defeated the Minnesota Timberwolves 97-81. With an impressive streak like and dance like that, the question becomes, can any team or dethrone or serve the defending champs come postseason time? Other scores, the New York Knicks defeated the Cleveland Cavaliers 102-97. The Orlando Magic defeated the New Orleans Hornets, or should I say Pelicans, 105-102. And the Golden State Warriors defeated the Toronto Raptors 125-118. How's this for kickers? Literally. 28-year-old Laura Silberman becomes the first woman to try out for the NFL. With expectations to impress scouts, Silberman tried but couldn't deliver due to a quad injury and ended her trial after 2 poor kickoff attempts. Well, that does it for your sports today. I'll be back next week for an encore. Stay tuned for tomorrow when Allison Whitley will deliver the sports. And now here's Lauren with the weather.
Thank you, Justin. We have a beautiful 66 degrees, another beautiful Las Vegas day. If we look at our high is an average 68, so we're sitting about normal for this time of year. If you look at our current weather, we have Las Vegas 66, partly cloudy, sunny in Kingman, Lake Tahoe all the way up there, 48 degrees, nice lake weather. Our national forecast, you can see it's pretty cloudy all across the nation. We got 25 in Fargo, 31 in Chicago, a little rainy, 74 in Miami. And you can see right in the Midwest, there's a lot of rain, snow coming in, rain mostly. And tomorrow's forecast, we're getting a little bit warmer at 70 degrees, partly cloudy. Kingman, again, hot, 67. And our extended day forecast, tomorrow we're going to be 70 degrees. We're going to get a little cloudy throughout the weekend and hit some rain on Friday. And that's all the weather I have for this Tuesday. After the break, we'll hear from Studio G's international news reporter. Stay tuned.
Where is the moment we needed the most? You kick up the leaves and the magic is lost. Tell me your blue skies fade to gray. Tell me your passion's gone away, and I don't need no carrying on. You stand in the line just to hit a new low. You're faking a smile with the coffee to go. And tell me your life's been
Welcome back to Studio G.
We're now joined by our international news reporter, Alex Bull, who is reporting from the newsroom. Alex?
Thanks, Trinity. At least 12 school children were killed in India yesterday when their bus collided head-on with a truck. 10 other children were injured, according to police. Warning, this footage contains material that some viewers may find disturbing. The crash happened as the children were on their way to school in the Jalandhar district. Police say the driver of the school bus was also killed in the crash. Authorities are looking for the truck driver who ran after the incident. India has an appalling record when it comes to road traffic deaths. In 2011, more than 142,000 people were killed in road crashes. While the Pakistani city of Karachi is mourning after a powerful bomb ripped through a mainly Shia Muslim area yesterday, killing at least 45 people. No group has said yet that it planted the bomb, which went off near a mosque as worshippers left evening prayers. Pakistani Shia minority are the target of frequent sectarian attacks from Sunni militant groups. Sunday night's explosion destroyed several buildings and set others on fire, sending a huge column of smoke into the sky and causing a power cut in part of the city.
I have come to bury my sister. I feel sorrow to think that a Muslim country is being turned into hell. We are making it hell by our own doing. Is this Islam's teachings? We all try to pull people from the rubble with our own hands. Every time we moved a sheet or rock, we found bodies or limbs. I carried young children in my arms and rushed them to hospital.
How do all the explosives get in? How do these bombings happen? This means there is no security. They've just left us to die.
Police are still investigating whether this was a suicide attack and some reports of a second explosion. At least 150 people were wounded by the blast. While votes are being counted in Kenya after an election that observers have described as the most important in its country's history. Kenya's first election since the disputed contest of 2007, where 1,100 people lost their lives. All eyes are on the presidency. 8 candidates are standing, but it is essentially a race pitting against current Prime Minister Mr. Odinga against Mr. Kenyatta. Results will be announced March 11th. 15 people have been confirmed dead after a gunman attacked a police station in Mombasa. However, despite the violence, Odinga believes the Kenyan democracy is coming of age.
If the elections are conducted peacefully and transparently, as we hope they will be, there should be no cause for alarm. I think we want to demonstrate to the world that the Kenyan democracy is coming of age.
Queen Elizabeth II has cancelled planned trips to Wales and Rome this week after she developed symptoms of gastroenteritis. The 86-year-old monarch spent just 24 hours at King Edward VII Hospital in central London before being released yesterday afternoon. It was her first day in hospital for 10 years after being struck down by the stomach bug on Friday. In the words of our national anthem, God save our gracious Queen. Well, that's all the international news I have for you today. Now let's go back to the studio.
Genting Group from Malaysia, which has opened casinos in both Singapore and New York City, are planning to spend $7 million in order to develop a new resort on the Strip. Resorts World Las Vegas would sit on an 87-square-foot acre site where an unfinished casino has sat since the recession hit in 2008. Resorts World Las Vegas will be Asian-themed and contains 7 hotel towers that surround an 8 million square foot complex. The resorts will include over 3,000 rooms. The opening of the Genting Casino is in 2016. Although the exact numbers and profit and the developed timeline have not been discussed, Nevada's elected officials are excited for the plans to be developed.
An old myth has been seen on social media sites as urging people to dial a number other than 911 in an emergency. Let's go to Eddie Vargas, who has more information on this story.
An urban legend returns after more than a decade, and recently it has been surfacing on social networks. The story is about a college student that was being pulled over by an unmarked car, didn't want to stop, and allegedly called 112 as an emergency number for help.
A woman is being followed and attempted to be pulled over for a traffic stop on an unmarked car. She decides that she wants to call for help, so she dials 112.
112 is a standard emergency number used in European countries. In the U.S., depending on your service provider, dialing 112 can redirect you to local emergency services. Although some companies can connect you and provide you with emergency assistance, it is not always the case, and it will take you more time to get help than directly marking 911.
This hoax first showed up about 2002, and then it resurfaced in 2010, and then again earlier this month on Facebook it started being posted and passed around the internet.
This is one of the messages circulating on Facebook. It invites you to share this information with your family that supposedly will save your life. One of the paragraphs ensures you that 911 does not work in certain areas and you will get no signal, but 112 will. However, this is totally false. Remember that when it comes to an emergency, on any account, call 911 so that you do not lose any time calling a number that will not help you.
We just want to make sure that people understand that if they are in an emergency and they need help right away and seconds count, 911 is the number to get emergency services to you. If people are in an emergency and they dial a number other than 911, it may delay getting them help. So our goal is to make sure that people know that they call 911. In a real emergency, you call 911 to get help to you right away.
Do not try calling 112 just to test it out, because to become connected to 911, you could be taking someone else's time who is in need of an emergency. Reporting for Studio G, Eddie Vargas.
The bottom line is that anyone calling for an emergency should always call 911. CSUN's Executive Board primary elections will begin tomorrow and continue until Thursday. Voting will be available on campus at voting booths and on MyUNLV. Student body president, vice president, and senate president are all available to be voted on by the students. However, vice president will not be going on the ballot during primary elections. In order for a candidate to win in the primaries, they must earn 50% of the votes casted for their position. Senate president candidates will host a debate this afternoon from 3:30 to 5 o'clock in the Student Union Theater located on the first floor.
In recent years, UNLV's crime has decreased significantly, so I walked around campus and asked students exactly how safe they really feel. Do you feel safe on campus?
Yeah, I pretty much feel safe for the most part.
Yes, I do.
I do feel safe on campus.
I do feel safe on campus.
Yeah, for the most part, I think I do.
I really do feel safe on campus. I've never had an issue, walking from here to the parking lot by the rec center. I've never even thought about any kind of safety issues, so yeah, I guess I feel safe.
Why do you feel safe?
I think the thing that helps me the most is the little emergency stations, like with the blue lights that you can call at any time. I carry stuff that protects me.
I try not to walk alone at night and go in groups, so that helps keep us safe.
I like the blue signal thingies that signal the police or whatever, and yeah. It's nice to know, like, anytime you're anywhere, you can have a way to call the UNLV police.
The little emergency phone thingies on the side are like good encouragement to be safe.
I see them mostly like everywhere near like the main buildings where people like are a lot, and I see that they're everywhere. I like also that they're near like the parking lots too.
I see school police. School police, they keep the students safe.
I see them driving around. I also see them walking around sometimes.
At this time, as you can see, I don't see any campus security or police around, and I never do when I leave at this hour. But I do have this call box.
It appears that UNLV police continue to make students feel safe on campus. So, how safe do you feel on campus, Carl?
I feel quite safe on campus. I mean, I see all sorts of police, mounted police, police on the sedways, police on their feet walking, and just all over the place. So I feel quite safe.
Yeah, I generally feel safe just because, I got these guns right here, and I don't think anyone wants to mess with me.
Calm down.
Okay, well, after the break, we'll speak with Cariella Santana, the marketing intern for UNLV's Study Abroad program.
The School of Engineering, located on the northwest side of campus, offers a wide variety of classes and activities. The Great Hall inside the Thomas T. Bean Engineering Complex features an array of the school's accomplishments and work, such as their annual cement canoe competition and bridge design competition that select students participate in. Named after Howard Hughes, this school takes learning to new heights.
Is now available at the Student Health Center inside the Student Recreation and Wellness Building.
Testing is free to all students that have paid their health fee and is available on a walk-in basis only. No needles are used and the results are ready the same day. For more information, contact the Student Health Center at 702-895-3370 or email them at shc@unlv.edu. You must have a Rebel card to get tested, and results are confidential.
Welcome back. I'm Heather Fairberger, and I'm joined by Cariella Santana, the marketing intern for USAC. Hi, Cariella.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me. I'm really excited.
Perfect. Well, like I said, you are the marketing intern for USAC. It's the Study Abroad program, correct?
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about the program?
Okay, well, it's a study abroad program that we're offered at UNLV. We have two different types of programs. They're UNLV credit programs and UNLV transfer credit programs. What that means is that one program, it looks on your transcript as if you never left UNLV, and the other program has been pre-approved transfer credits from universities that we're partnered with. We have 41 programs in over 21 countries all over the world, so anywhere you want to go, we probably have a program there, which is really great.
What are some of the most popular locations offered to study?
The most popular locations in Europe are Spain and Italy and England as well. And then in South America, we just opened a new program in Brazil, but the Costa Rica program in Latin America is one of the most popular. And then in Asia, the China program is very popular as well.
Excellent. So what can a student expect when they study abroad?
It's going to be a life-changing experience, hands down. You're put in out of your element, somewhere where you're not used to. You have to make new friends, but it's by far one of the best things someone can do in college. I say that firmly because I did it myself, and I've got friends now all over the world, and it just taught me a lot about myself and how to handle situations.
And with that, can you tell us a little bit about your own personal experience? I understand that your study abroad was in Italy, and you stayed a little longer than you anticipated.
Yeah, I studied abroad in Viterbo, Italy. It's an hour and a half north of Rome, and it's centrally located, and it was a great experience. I actually, when I went to the office to start doing research on study abroad, I was like, I can only go a summer, I can only afford a summer, but then I was convinced a semester would be a lot better, more bang for my buck. And the moment I got there, I was like, wait a minute, I can't do only 4 months here, I have to stay longer. And I was able to apply to my scholarships that I got for the first semester, and I could afford a second semester there. So I stayed an entire year.
What are some of the things you got to see? Did you get to go to other cities? Did you get to see any, ancient artifacts?
Oh, absolutely. It's crazy when you think about it. You see the Colosseum in movies and in books and pictures, but it's like the moment you get there and you're like, oh my God, this is real. I've seen it with my own eyes. It's powerful. It's a powerful feeling. We actually, the USAC program, that they set up field trips. So it's a bus, and then we all go to see really amazing places that I wouldn't have otherwise seen on my own. We went to the Cascata Marmar, which is a waterfall, and it was really amazing to see that stuff. So.
Perfect. Well, I mean, it sounds like so much fun and an opportunity that no one should pass up. I think we only have time for one more question. So how do we get more information? How do we go about that?
Well, if you go on the UNLV website, you can check us out at internationalprograms.unlv.edu. Also, we're on Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, all that social media, which you can find us on. And every Friday, we have an information session from 12 to 1. We're located in CBC B325. So come check us out.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Cariella, for joining us.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Sounds super interesting. Now I'll hand it back over to the desk.
Well, thank you for joining us today. And Heather, thank you very much for that interview. Just learned so much more about studying abroad. And that's it for today's show. Remember to follow us at UNLV Studio G on Twitter.
Thanks for watching and have a wonderful Tuesday, Rebels.